Hope everyone has made it through the winter weather just fine. We had to close school several days because of icy conditions. We always do that to err on the side of safety. And I wanted to take this time because the school calendar has come up, so I wanted to take this time to explain that. The state gives us different options on how to build a calendar. We can build a traditional 178-day calendar. That's the minimum number of days that schools may be in session for academics. Or we could choose to go by hours, which the state has a minimum of 1,068 hours of school being open for academics, or some type of hybrid calendar, which I won't say much about at this time because there's just not a lot of information about hybrid calendars, although some schools are looking at those. We chose the hourly portion to give us more flexibility. The way that our calendar is built this year, we have a total of 1,105 hours planned. That happens to be 5.7 days above the minimum requirement of 1,068 hours. So we use those extra hours or those extra days to close school when we are forced to for various reasons, and not have to worry about making those days up at the end of the school year when the academic focus really just isn't there anymore. So this year's calendar also has some long weekends, some Mondays built in to give families and students and employees days to use for appointments and or just, as some put it, just a mini brain break during the monotony of the school year. But we also have those days built in to use as makeup days so we can stay within our normal scope and sequence of our academics, rather again than tacking them on at the end of the year when it's not as effective and after the state mandated tests have been concluded. So at this point, this is Wednesday, January 24th. We still have 0.7 days in the bank, so to speak, to take off for a school closing. So we aren't at a point where we need to take any of our Mondays that are in the calendar to make up time. But if we should have to close additional time because of weather or whatever reasons, any other day closing would require us to start using those Mondays. So I hope you understand the calendar. And we have also put out a survey about next year's calendar planning, and I want to say that so far the responses have been very favorable for the current calendar that we use now, using the hours and the built-in snow days and the long weekends. However, because of state law, next year we will not be able to start any earlier than August 19th, and that puts a squeeze on our days, especially in the first semester, so we don't have as much flexibility to build the type of calendar that we have this year. State law also allows us to ask for a waiver from the State Board of Education on that law to start a little bit earlier, no earlier than the 14th. So that's what we are asking to do from the State Board, is start a little bit earlier so we can build the calendar that has more balanced days per semester and gives us more makeup days to build into the calendar in the spring semester. So it'd be very helpful if we could start a little bit earlier, and so far in the results, over 80% have responded in favor of asking the board for a waiver. So that paperwork has been submitted, and we'll find out about that soon. Now, that just because we ask doesn't mean we'll get it. That's also a possibility that we are denied that waiver and we can't start any earlier than the 19th, but we will try to do so.
For more information about the Mena Public Schools, go to our website, www.menaschools.org.